The quaint town of Manassas, Virginia, became the setting for a story that seemed ripped from the pages of a Hollywood thriller. Ashley Benefield, a former ballerina, found herself at the center of a legal firestorm. She was accused of a heinous crime, the murder of her estranged husband, Doug Benefield. The arrest sent shockwaves through the community. Ashley, known for her grace and elegance on stage, was now facing a very different kind of spotlight. The prosecution painted a picture of a calculated killer, motivated by greed and the desire for sole custody of her young daughter. But Ashley's defense team presented a starkly different version of events. They claimed that Ashley was a victim of years of abuse, driven to a desperate act in the name of self-defense. The story of Ashley and Doug Benefield began like a fairy tale, or at least that's how it seemed. She was a young and aspiring ballerina, her life dedicated to the pursuit of artistic excellence. He was a successful businessman, more than 2 decades her senior, with an air of sophistication and worldliness. Their courtship was a whirlwind, a passionate affair that culminated in a quick trip down the aisle. Ashley was swept off her feet, enamored by Doug's charm and the promise of a life filled with love and security. Doug, in turn, seemed captivated by Ashley's youth, beauty, and the air of innocence she possessed. But beneath the surface of this seemingly perfect love story, there were cracks beginning to show. The age difference, once easily dismissed as inconsequential, began to cast a shadow over their relationship. Fueled by their shared passion for the arts, Ashley and Doug embarked on an ambitious venture together, the founding of the American National Ballet. It was a dream come true for Ashley, a chance to share her love of dance with the world, and to create a legacy that would outlive her. The company, based in the Washington, D.C. area, quickly gained recognition for its talent and artistry. Ashley, as the founder's wife and a talented dancer in her own right, was thrust into the spotlight. But behind the scenes, the ballet company was plagued by financial difficulties. Doug, despite his business acumen, seemed unable to steer the company towards financial stability. The pressure mounted, creating tension within the marriage and casting a dark cloud over their shared dream. The ballet company, once a symbol of their love and shared aspirations, now served as a constant reminder of their growing discord. Behind the facade of a happy marriage, a storm was brewing in the Benefield household. Ashley, once full of life and laughter, became increasingly withdrawn. Her friends and family noticed a change in her demeanor, a newfound sadness that lingered in her eyes. Whispers of trouble in paradise turned into cries for help as Ashley began confiding in those closest to her. She recounted stories of Doug's controlling behavior, his possessiveness, and his quick temper. What started as emotional abuse, she claimed, escalated into something far more sinister. Desperate to escape the clutches of her alleged abuser, Ashley made the difficult decision to leave Doug. She took their young daughter and sought refuge in the home of her parents, hoping to find solace and safety in their embrace. The tension that had been building for months finally reached a boiling point on September 27, 2020. Doug, determined to see his daughter, arrived at Ashley's parents' home in Manassas, Virginia. The visit, intended to be a brief and civil exchange, quickly escalated into a heated confrontation. According to Ashley's account, Doug was enraged by her decision to leave him and seek sole custody of their child. Fear pulsed through her veins as she realized that this argument was different, more volatile than any they had before. As the argument intensified, Ashley claimed that Doug lunged at her, his hands reaching for her throat. In that moment of terror, she said, she feared for her life and the safety of her child. Ashley maintained that she acted purely in self-defense, grabbing a handgun she had stashed away for protection and firing 2 shots at Doug. The prosecution presented a starkly different version of events, painting a picture of a premeditated murder fueled by greed and the desire for sole custody of the couple's young daughter. They argued that Ashley had carefully planned the shooting, luring Doug to her parents' home with the intention of killing him. They pointed to inconsistencies in Ashley's account of the shooting, questioning her claim that she had acted solely in self-defense. They highlighted the fact that she had purchased the handgun just weeks before the incident, suggesting that she had been contemplating violence for some time. Furthermore, the prosecution emphasized Ashley's potential financial motives. They argued that with Doug out of the picture, she stood to inherit a significant portion of his estate and gain full control of their daughter's trust fund. They painted her as a cold and calculating woman, willing to take a life to secure her own financial future and eliminate any obstacles standing in her way. The Black Swan Murder Trial, as it came to be known, captivated the nation. It was a case that defied easy categorization, forcing the jury to grapple with complex questions of domestic abuse, self-defense, and the often blurred lines between victim and perpetrator. The prosecution presented a compelling case outlining a calculated act of murder motivated by greed and the desire for sole custody. They presented forensic evidence, witness testimonies, and Ashley's own inconsistent statements to support their claim. Ashley's defense team, however, delivered a powerful counter-argument. They painted her as a victim of years of abuse, driven to a desperate act in the name of self-preservation. They presented evidence of Ashley's injuries, corroborated by medical records and the testimonies of friends and family who had witnessed Doug's controlling and abusive behavior. The jury was left to sift through a mountain of evidence, weighing the credibility of each witness and grappling with the conflicting narratives presented. After weeks of testimony, the jury reached a verdict, not guilty. The courtroom erupted in gasps and murmurs as the decision was read, a collective wave of shock and disbelief washing over the room. Ashley, her face pale and etched with emotion, collapsed into the arms of her defense attorney, tears of relief streaming down her face. The verdict sparked outrage among those who believed that Ashley had gotten away with murder. They argued that the justice system had failed Doug Benefield and that Ashley had manipulated the narrative to escape accountability for her actions. For Ashley's supporters, the verdict was a victory, a testament to the power of speaking truth to power and holding abusers accountable. They saw her as a survivor, a woman who had endured years of torment and emerged from the ordeal stronger, albeit forever marked by the tragedy. The Black Swan Murder Trial, with its conflicting narratives and dramatic conclusion, served as a stark reminder of the complexities of domestic abuse cases. The Black Swan Murder Trial, even with its definitive verdict, left a lingering sense of unease. It was a case that defied easy answers, prompting more questions than it answered. The trial may be over, but the debate surrounding Ashley Benefield and her actions continues to rage on. Did the jury make the right decision? Was Ashley truly a victim of abuse, driven to a desperate act in the name of self-defense? Or was she a cunning manipulator who used a fabricated narrative of abuse to escape justice for a calculated murder? The Black Swan Murder Trial serves as a stark reminder that justice is not always black and white.